Welcome to sportsbookraeview.com. I'm Flash, and it's time for La Liga. We have Paco and Martin Green here. Now, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button, ring the bell. Ring the bell means that we can notify you, and you'll never miss any content again. Also, if you press the little link in the article, the link in the description, then that will take you to the articles of all of our soccer pages and all of our soccer writers. Also, there'll be other writers over there on other sports. You'll have a great time. Let's get right underway. And remember, we're live. Live means that you're going to be our third guest. We've got Paco, we've got Martin Green, and we've got you. So in the chat, if you've got anything you want to say, if you've got any leans, any tips yourself, remember, you can throw them out there. We might actually go with you. Paco, well, I'd say good morning. It's good morning for me, but it's good afternoon for you. How are you, sir?
Well, hello, Flash. I'm better than my home team, Valencia.
Oh.
As you already know, this week has been hectic. Usual stuff. We've already grown used to that. And, you know, people thought that after Celta being sacked, bringing in that caretaker Boro would mean that the team would improve. But we could see yesterday that their game against Atletico was awful. And the loss and the defeat was absolutely deserved.
Yeah, and hats off again, because you said that the most dangerous game on the card this week was Mallorca at home to Celta. And boy, did they do a job on them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that as the games keep piling up and they keep coming, I think that we are in for many more strange scores. Strange to say the least. I think that many unexpected things are going to happen, even though, yeah, well, Real Madrid, Barca, the usual stuff, they almost always win. But the race for Europe, the rat race to avoid relegation, those are the most interesting points nowadays in La Liga.
Yeah, Martin, we loved the fact that Atletico Madrid, they went to the Camp Nou and they came away with something, just like we said they would.
Indeed, yeah, when Atletico draw double chance at 1.97, which was a great price when Atletico just look pretty unbeatable at the moment, really. They've been in fine form since the restart, and yeah, they caused Barcelona all sorts of problems. Did pretty well as well to show the resilience to come back from behind twice and take a share of the spoils. I think they'll sew up third place now. They'll go on and be a threat in the Champions League, and things are looking pretty bleak for Barcelona if Real Madrid get the win tonight.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what they were. You said minus, or was it like minus 109 at 1.91? They were like plus 105 to plus 110 on the day for the double chance. It was a scary good. We were so happy with that. Now, Paco, let's kick straight on, because I love this one. Straight away, it's Atletico at minus 330, draw plus 470, and Mallorca, poor old Mallorca, at plus 1200. They win at home, they smash Celta, and then they've got to go to Atletico.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate for them because the scheduling doesn't work to their advantage. And after having such a big game as the one they faced against Celta and coming off with a big result, they have to face Atletico in their own ground. And, you know, you said Atletico is the most unstoppable team nowadays. I would think Real Madrid is more or less in the same terms. Also, Villarreal, don't forget them. We'll speak on that on a few minutes. But Atletico are obviously favorites. I don't really think Mallorca, who have been poor the whole season, away from home, are going to deliver an upset, and I see an Atletico win, even though I think that they are, after facing Barca, going to try to go the Real Madrid way. As you said last match day's show, Flash, they are going to try to keep their energies to the absolute minimum. If they are able to win 1-0, which is, by the way, Simeone's favorite score, they are absolutely going to go on that way.
I think that's the only way we go, Martin. We go Atletico Madrid, win to 0.
Yeah, that does look like an interesting bet. It's just a bit difficult after Mallorca just put 5 goals past an informed Celta Vigo side. I know they're poor on the road. You know, they don't like travelling off their island. They have a much better home record, but I was shocked to see them beat Celta Vigo 5-1 when they've been in such horrendous form, and Celta Vigo just drawn with Barcelona, won their previous 2 games. So it does make me think that Mallorca are a little bit dangerous. Obviously, I still think Atletico Madrid will win this game. My conundrum is always whether to go for Atletico and over 1.5 or Atletico and under 4.5, under 3.5. I'm going to go for over 1.5 in this one, just because there's more value on it. Not huge odds, but 1.67, I believe. And yeah, I think they can win this 2-0, 2-1, something like that.
Okay, well, Ibra Sanchez says Atletico first half draw. Deepak says Arsenal are doing well. Barca Man says Atletico to score in both halves at 2.23. And welcome back, Barca Man. It's been a long time. Atletico at minus 1.5 at 1.98. I also like Atletico to win to nil. Also, Zizi Dina says Flash Bremen are playing today. Yeah, I think Bremen win -1. That's in the Bundesliga playoffs. Get yourself on them. I think that they will turn up and sort it out. Okay, let's move on. Talking about Celta getting absolutely womphed in Mallorca. They're now at home, plus 138. Draw plus 245. And Betis at plus 231, Paco.
After seeing Betis against Levante a few days ago, I think that they are one of the most delicate teams nowadays to try to predict, because you never know what is going to deliver. What are they going to deliver on top of the pitch? Against Levante, they were so poor. And again, they have the potential, they have the players, but Celta have the need. And after that thrashing that you mentioned earlier against Mallorca, I think that Celta are going to try to finally seal the deal on their remaining in top flight. So Celta are the favorites. Also, I think that the stats are in their favor when playing at home, much better than when they go away. And Celta and Betis, whenever they play away from home, are quite horrible this season. So Celta win, even though I don't really know what kind of game we can expect. We might see quite a bit of goals.
Okay, well, Paddy says it's the Alex Classic here, both teams to score and over. I think Celta don't complicate it at 138. It looks like the way to go.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I mean, had I not seen the result and watched the game at the weekend, I'd be all over Celta Vigo to win this. But I don't know, they might be a bit low on confidence after losing 5-1 to Mallorca. That's a shocking result at this stage of the season. Like Paco says, the pressure's on them now. Mallorca have really cut the gap, and they do need to start picking up points quickly to beat the drop, especially if the likes of Mallorca and Espanyol are going to be picking up a few wins. I think we could see both teams scoring in this one. Two teams that are very poor at the back, but decent going forward. I think there'll be good forwards on the pitch in this game. So both teams to score for me, 1.83.
That's generous, 1.83. I think Celta Vigo maybe to win and both teams to score could be another real bumper. But listen, there's plenty low-hanging fruit in this card. Now we're going to go on to Valladolid at plus 160, the draw at plus 190. So that already tells you that the draw is very favourable. And Alaves at plus 220, Paco.
Yeah, after seeing Valladolid last game again against Levante, I think it's quite logic that I watch most of the games from Valencian teams, Valencia, Levante, Villareal, and I like quite a lot the way their defense worked. I think Valladolid were very strong in that sense. Levante didn't have their best day, and this in that sense, I believe that Valladolid have already hit their stride in that sense. They were a team who traditionally allowed quite a bit of goals, but they're looking pretty good nowadays. They're in the mid-table, actually. They are 14th, 36 points, 5 over relegation, even though they actually need the win. Yeah, draw. It's written all over this score, even though Valladolid might have the slight advantage because in that sense, Alaves don't really have nothing on the line. They have 35 points. Again, if they win, they would be safe, but yeah, draw might be the way to go in this one.
Well, they're saying the draw, Martin, at plus 190. Normally, it's like, I don't know, plus 220 and upwards.
Yeah, I think draw is the only sensible option in this game, really, when you consider that Valladolid have drawn their last 3 games. Alaves can't buy a win. Both of these teams are just drifting towards the end of the season, really. Look to have already done enough to beat the drop and probably thinking about next season already. I mean, they have shown a tenacity about them, Valladolid, in recent weeks. They picked up points against strong teams. But I don't know. I just think it's a bit too unpredictable. Two teams that have little motivation, could go either way, really. So I will pass this one. But yeah, if I was leaning towards anything, it would be the draw as well.
Yeah, well, Dina says under 2.5. That obviously brings in 0-0, 1-1, 1-0. I like
Yeah, I
it.
was looking at that, but there's no value. It's like 1.42 or something like that.
Yeah, but again, a short price winner is better than a long price loser, as you have always told me, in fact, because I'm the one that goes for the big prices and loses. You go for the skinny ones and pick up every single time. In fact, you're at the winning counter that much that they will give you planning permission, Martin.
Ah, glad to hear it. Thanks, Flash.
Okay, Paco, Granada at plus 200. We fancied them last week at home to Eibar and they got beat. Draw plus 229 and Valencia at plus 155. Paco, how are Valencia favourites?
Yeah, that's what I cannot understand, because Valencia's form has been awful since after restarting the competition after the break. Only 4 points out of 18, only one win, one draw. The rest have been all of them defeats. So I don't see Valencia being able to beat Granada, because actually Granada have a purpose. They are fighting for Europe in something which is absolutely miraculous if we take into consideration that they were just promoted last season. So incredibly, I believe Granada are the favorites, because Valencia reliability is non-existent. And I saw the team very, very tired physically. Granada is a very physical team. They are very ordered on top of the pitch. I think Diego Martinez is an excellent coach. And I think Valencia under caretaker Bodo, with the players, exhausted, very tired, mentally tired. They are already thinking about this summer. So in this one, I have to go with Granada.
You've got to. And as Matthew says, I'm going to burst into song. You took the words right out of my mouth. Granada, draw, no bet, Martin.
Yeah, looks good. Flash looks good. Total disaster of a season for Valencia, really. I thought they were a real club on the up under Ruby. Things were looking really good. Qualifying for Europe, won the cup last year. As soon as they got rid of their manager at the start of the season, things have just been downhill. I'm a bit reluctant because you never quite know what happens when a new manager comes in. I'm not sure if Gonzalez can galvanise the squad or not, but there's always that fear of a new manager bounce, especially against the team that aren't quite among the elite of Spanish football. So I'll probably pass as well, but would be leaning towards Granada.
Okay, Dina says that Martin Green looks like Moriarty from Sherlock Holmes. That dark.
Not the first person to say that, actually. I don't think I'm
going to say that, Paco, as well.
He's the sexy priest in Fleabag, isn't he? I don't think I've quite got that going on. But thank you very much. I appreciate that.
All right, let's not digress. Okay, now here I love this game. I really do, and I'm going to shock a few people. Bilbao at plus 500, draw plus 320, and Real Madrid at minus 157. Paco.
Again, last reference I have, yesterday's game between Valencia and Athletic Club. Athletic were so comfortable in those shoes, playing at Mestalla, even though the ground was empty, and La Catedral, San Mamés, will be empty too this next match day. They were very comfortable. They looked pretty good, much better than latest games, even though, again, they're playing against Real Madrid, which is nowadays the biggest juggernaut of the league, most reliability by a long shot, and we see Dan being very successful with rotations. Most of the players are having their own chances. They are playing minutes. They are having the chance to shine. So, yeah, well, Real Madrid are favorites, even though I don't know what kind of game we're going to face. Oh. I think it's going to be very tight.
More than tight, Paco. I mean, take yourself back 3 weeks ago when Club Athletic played Atletico. It was it was so tight. I see the same type of game. I'm actually going to go with Bilbao, double chance. I don't think that Real Madrid win this game. Paco.
Yeah, might. I don't really think Real are going to not let the 3 points come out of the stadium with them, because they need it. Barca are horrible in form. But again, Real Madrid, the only way they have to keep mounting pressure on top of Barca are winning absolutely everything. So in that sense, game is going to be very close. But I don't really think the draw is going to be the outcome.
Okay, you sit on that fence and you get scared. Look at the options here. Double chance, Martin. Bilbao, massive.
I definitely see where you're coming from, because I feel like Real Madrid have got to drop points somewhere. It would be rare for them to just keep on winning every game between now and the end of the season. We know that Athletic Bilbao are a very difficult team to face. It's a potential banana skin for them, definitely. But I'm still going to go with Real Madrid. They've made me a lot of money over the past few weeks. Keep betting on them. They keep coming in. So I'm just going to keep doing it until they let me down. My philosophy is with it that I'm well ahead of the game with Real Madrid, and I'll just keep on backing them until they finally do come to an end of that very impressive winning streak. You can get good value if you go for the classic bet of Real Madrid at under 4.5 goals. Don't really see this being a high-scoring game. 1.95 on Real Madrid and under 4.5 goals. When they're in such good form, they need the win, they need the results, and they've got a big squad. Rotation could be the key in this one, so I'm going for that away win.
Yeah, I just don't like it. I mean, the reason you're getting 1.91 at under 4.5 is because, they're only minus 157 to win the game. That tells you everything. And also, if you don't want to see one of the sides winning, or you can't pick or choose, then just maybe go for under 2.5 goals in the game, because we've seen what Real Madrid did last time away at Espanyol. They went 1-0 up, and then they played 27 men behind the ball and were not allowed to pass it forward. And if they did, they got fined heavily. So, and obviously I was on them over 1.5, so I'm still talking through my pocket. Now, Espanyol at plus 138, try and get this team right. Draw plus 210, and Leganes at plus 220. Paco.
This is, I think I'm going to try to predict Martin's prediction, and I think he's going to pass on this one.
Yeah, that's a winning bet.
That's my feeling, because this is so tough. The sheer desperation beforehand in this game, with two teams which are 99% away, in this sense, 99% close to relegation, and their chances are so slim. It's very tough. This one is very tough, because I've seen them delivering awful displays throughout the whole season. In Espanyol's case, I think it's even more difficult to analyze, because they have such a good squad, whereas Leganes, poor lads, have only a couple of tools at their disposal. But in Espanyol's case, their position nowadays in the table is so impossible to understand. And Espanyol might try that last clinch to the race to avoid relegation. But again, if we see the latest games of both teams, this one has or a passing sign on them, or possibly a draw. Because when two teams are such a need, they are very cautious about what they do on top of the pitch.
Well, the one thing is, I think I've got to rule out an away win, though, Martin.
Yeah, sorry to disappoint, Paco. I'm pulling the trigger on an Espanyol win for this game. I think they can.
Really?
I think they can get the job done. I think they'll get 3 points. I do feel that they're a better team than Leganes. Obviously, Leganes, they're both in poor form. Leganes lost 4 in a row. We know that Espanyol are playing tonight, so we'll see how they get on. But I think right now, 1 plus 138, 2.38 in European odds does look like an appealing price on them. I feel like Leganes will finish bottom of the league, and Espanyol can leapfrog them with a win in this game. I think it'll be tight, but yeah, I'm going for the home win.
Yeah, it's a very tricky game, but if you pick the right one, you're definitely going to be getting value. Now go to Osasuna at plus 220, the draw at plus 210, and Getafe at plus 160. And again, Paco, this is a very trappy game, although you'd expect Getafe to put their best foot forward.
A few months ago, I would have said that the good money in this game was going to be in the number of bookings, or in the number of injured players, or in an absolute record of fouls in the 90 minutes, because so rock solid teams, both of them. They weigh their intensity, their drive, their aggressiveness, their passion. But Getafe has suffered an incredible transformation, which was worsened them after the break. They are a shadow of their former selves. I thought they were favorites to try to fight for the Champions League places, and nowadays they are right now sitting on the 6th spot, 52 points, 2 away from Villarreal, who are in the opposite spectrum of the form, 5 away from Sevilla. So if Getafe want to try that last Champions League drive towards the 4th place, they need to win this one. Whereas Osasuna, they are sitting with their arms crossed, very calm in the mid-table. They don't have to do absolutely nothing because they are 41 points already saved. They don't need to win any more games. So maybe I think Getafe might win this one by a very narrow score.
Okay, well, before I come to Martin, Almighty Afghan says, who knows how to use draw no bet on Bet365? Well, you just go down and it will say, draw no bet, Almighty. And then that's what you do. You just press that button and you pick your side with the draw no bet. Martin?
Yeah, I mean, you should be able to click on a match. It shows you all the various different options of that you can bet on. You click on the odds next to the selection that you like. It appears on the bet slip, and you place your bet. But yeah, I'm also inclined to lean towards Getafe in this game. They definitely lost the magic. I think it's the aging legs, a reasonably small squad, reminiscent of earlier in the season when they struggled to juggle the Europa League with La Liga commitments. But they have picked up some interesting results recently. That win against Sociedad was impressive. I can't really see them losing it. So I think Getafe draw no bet looks pretty good at 1.73. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'll go for it. A sort of tentative Getafe draw no bet.
Okay, well, this next game, this puzzles me on a few different counts. So first of all, I'll give you the odds and we'll have a chat because Villarreal at plus 400. Normally they'd be about plus 800. Draw plus 320 and Barcelona at minus 133 and normally Barcelona would be like minus 250. So Paco, first of all, Villarreal outside of maybe Madrid and Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid.
Atletico.
They're probably the best three sides on form. Now, mentally, can Villarreal really go and do a job on Barcelona? I think there's value there because Barcelona, they're not at the races.
It wouldn't be the first time because Villarreal have already delivered quite a few upsets when playing against Barca because both sides have a very different, very similar play style. With quality midfielders, Santi Cazorla in Villarreal. Obviously, Barca have Leo Messi and all the gang. But Barca looks so poor this week against both Atletico first and the other games we've seen them. Against Sevilla also, they are not reliable, and that's why they are second spot right now after losing the top one. So maybe Villarreal could be the ones to finally finish the season, because if Villarreal are able to keep the 3 points at home, Barca would be out of the race because I think Real Madrid is going to win this weekend. So yeah, I see people risking a bit. It's not that big of a risk trying to seek those 3 points for Villarreal and a home win, because I think they have the quality. I think they have the desire because they are looking for a championship spot, and also I have to say that their form is the best, as you said, with 16 out of 18. They've only conceded one draw. The rest have been wins. So maybe somebody's going to get very, very rich this weekend thanks to Villarreal.
Yeah, Martin, what about the old Villarreal plus 1.5? So that brings in double chance, and if you only lose by 1 goal, you win.
Yeah, I was looking at it, but there's not actually the value there, which is probably an indication of how well Villarreal have done since the restart. It's plus 1.42. Sorry, it's 1.42. So, if you just go for a straight Villarreal plus 1, so you get your money back if they lose by a goal, then it's 1.67.
Still not good, is it, against Barcelona?
But then I'm not sure if that really is appealing enough when we do know that Barcelona have got some of the world's best forwards. There is always a risk that they could stick 3 goals past Villarreal in this game. I do really have a sneaking suspicion that Villarreal can get something from it, just because they've played so well since the restart and Barcelona looks so poor in midfield. But in the end, I decided to stay away from the outrights, and I'm just going to go for both teams to score and over 2.5 goals, which is 1.91.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to go. I mean, that is them odds. You're looking maybe 2-1, maybe 2-2. Listen, Almighty Afghan, he's going for the Alex Classic. So, I mean, you've got to go with it. Homeowner, hi guys. Hey, hi, homeowner. Listen, remember, you're the third person in our chat. We've got 70 people watching and only 28 thumbs up. So, give us a little thumbs up. Well, not for me, but for Paco and for Martin for all the great work they do. And we really appreciate you taking the time to tune in and enjoy this with us. Remember, you're the third guest, so get your tips in, get your leans, any information, and I'll feed it to the boys. I can't really reply to you in the chat, but I can actually throw it out to Paco and Martin. Now, Levante plus 185, draw plus 255, and Sociedad, like Valencia, very disappointing at plus 161, Paco.
Yeah, and I think that after what we've seen about Levante post-break, they only have lost one against Atletico de Madrid. The rest of the games have been astounding wins and also very, very, very hard-fought draws. And playing at home, in this case, La Nucía, which isn't actually their ground, but whatever, Real Sociedad are finding very, very tough to deliver the same level of quality they used to do before the break. And yeah, you said it, Flash. I think they are the most disappointing side after restarting the season alongside both Getafe and Valencia. Those three teams were, in my view, big favorites for the fourth place. And they have all plunged very, very incredibly so. Levante is a goal-scoring machine. I don't know if Martin has looked at about that stat, but think about number of goals in this game. Real Sociedad also find very easy to score. Levante find very easy to score when they're on. That might be the way to go in this one.
Oh, it's definitely the way to go. I like the home side and over 1.5. I like the home side at plus 185. And even if you wanted to just go with over 2.5 goals in the game, Martin.
Yeah, I'm going for both teams to score in this one at 1.69. I think Levante seem to throw a bit more caution to the wind when they play at home, even though there's no actual fans inside the stadium at the moment. They beat Real Betis 4-2 in their last home game, which was a great game. But then again, drew 0-0 away at a stubborn Valladolid side last time out. So yeah, I think we could see a bit more of an open, exciting performance from them, a bit more end-to-end football in this game. They are in very, very poor form, Real Sociedad, but I'd say they're better going forward than they are at the back. So I think both teams to score looks like a good option here at 1.69.
Yeah, maybe the old Alex classic of both teams to score and over 2.5 as well. But I wouldn't put you off Levante at plus 185. Any team that scores goals are going to be dangerous against a side who cannot get up for any game, home or away, in Real Sociedad. Last game is Sevilla at minus 200, draw plus 340, and Eibar at plus 650. Eibar picking up the points on the road last week, Paco. Can they do it again in Sevilla?
Well, Eibar need the win because they are not free from danger. They were able to get those points, as you said earlier, but right now sitting on the 16th place, 35 points. They are 6 above relegation. And remaining only 5 games, they need the win. They need some kind of positive result whenever they go outside Ipurua, because those games at home are not enough. They need something more positive in order to keep that at least the amount of pressure on top of the 3 teams which are on the bottom. Whereas for Sevilla, the real danger for them is named Villarreal, not actually Eibar. I think Villarreal, in the way they are doing things lately, they might be able to catch up with Sevilla if they don't win this one, because Sevilla's scheduling is going to be very, very tough in the remaining weeks, whereas Villarreal have a little more easiness going into those games. So, yeah, both of them have really, really good reasons to win this game, but possibly Sevilla's strong game whenever they play at home, even though, yeah, there are no fans in the stands, it would topple the game in their favor.
Yeah, Martin, Sevilla, they found their stride yesterday. I mean, they looked so good going forward. They had plenty chances. And oh, sorry, not yesterday, the day before. I lost track of days because we've got soccer and football on every single day. But I see Sevilla winning and over 1.5 goals.
Yeah, I do too, Flash. I think that was a very big win for them. It should really boost their morale as they look forward to the home straight of the season. Yeah, a bit of a difficult situation for Eibar, but well done to them for picking up those back-to-back victories. They look in good shape now. Yeah, Mallorca's win against Celta Vigo has obviously put the proverbial cat among the pigeons, but I still think that they've got a healthy cushion above the relegation zone. So we've got 2 teams that are both going to be motivated to get points in this game, and I just feel like Sevilla are the better team. So for me, at home, I think they'll win this one. And yeah, over 1.5 goals looks good as well. I'm going to just go the other way and go for Sevilla in under 4.5 goals. I've got 1.73 on that.
Okay, 1.73. Don't you go overboard. Now, can you give me a rundown, please, Martin? Paco, you have a little think up. I'll come to you in a second, Martin. But if you give me a rundown. And I've got Almighty Afghan, who's very eager in the chat today. And he's asking, can you ask Martin if he's going to have a parlay? Listen, it's hard enough picking winners at the minute. Never mind a parlay, Almighty. Come on in, Martin. And obviously your banker.
So I'm going to go for Atletico Madrid and over 1.5 goals against Mallorca. Hope they don't do that classic 1-0. That's 1.63. Both teams to score in Celta Vigo versus Real Betis at 1.83. I'm going to pass that Valladolid game. Real Madrid and under 4.5 goals against Athletic Bilbao. I think they can get the job done. 1.95. Espanyol, straight win against Leganes. You can actually get 2.66 on that if you look around for your odds. Both teams to score in over 2.5 goals at 1.91 in that Barcelona versus Villarreal game. Both teams to score in Levante versus Real Sociedad. And Sevilla and under 4.5 goals at 1.73 against Eibar. Banker... It's a difficult round of fixtures, I would say, this week. There's a lot of trap games, so I probably will steer away from a parlay. Actually, maybe I would just put Atletico Madrid to win, Sevilla to win, put that as a double. Maybe throw in, Real Madrid draw no bet to make it a 3-team parlay, and I'll go for Atletico Madrid as a banker. They've got to get the job done against Mallorca, who travel very, very badly. But yeah, we'll be on with Premier League very soon, and I'll have some good parlays there.
Oh, will you now? Well, they're teasing us now. Okay, listen, I quite like Atletico and Sevilla, but I'll give mine out I'll tease you with a few. Okay, Paco, what you got for me?
Well, regarding the potential win for whoever decides to take the risk, Levante Real Sociedad about 3.5 goals, because I think we are going to see quite a few goals in that one.
How many goals?
And about 3.5.
Over 3.5 in the Levante Sociedad game.
Levante Real Sociedad. Yeah.
Over 3.5. Go on then.
That could be. I don't really know the odds on that one.
But it doesn't matter. It'll be good.
Okay. And regarding the surprise of the weekend, don't rule out a Villarreal win. No. Because I've seen Barca being so poor lately. No ideas, no freshness, no energy, no drive. Plenty of problems in the locker room. Griezmann, controversies, Quique Setién, who is not going to be on the bench next season, by the way. They already confirmed that. So Villarreal might take advantage of that one, and and getting to the back, the 3 points would be massive for the side.
I don't think, for the first time, I don't think that both Barcelona and Real Madrid win. I'm happy to go double chance on both Villarreal and Athletic Bilbao. I think that one of them's going to come up and pay for the other one, and you just never know that they might end up in draws, but you go with that home side double chance. I definitely want to be there. I've got to go with Atletico and under 4.5 because, again, that over 1.5, the amount of times they win 1-0 absolutely kills me. Sevilla, I think that they go and win. Listen, there's so many good things now. Before I say goodbye to the boys, please, if you like this video, then subscribe, press the button, ring the bell. You ring the bell, we'll notify you, and you'll never miss any content again. And at the moment, this month, over 150,000 views on our videos, and that includes the UFC with Lee Martin, and obviously a little bit of the Belmont Stakes. But listen, we appreciate everything you do. Please give us the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't, because it all goes towards us giving you more and more quality in our videos. Now, thanks Paco, thanks Martin. We'll see you again next week. I think Paco, you're going to be off. I think we're going to have Ewan back from La Liga Lowdown. Martin, I'll see you in a while when we go with the Premier League, which just like La Liga is throwing up all sorts of shapes. So that's the boys. They're gone. They're silent. They're excited for the weekend's
Can't wait,
soccer,
can't wait.
football. And remember, just to let you know, just a little reminder is that if you don't understand the American odds, we've also got a little link that will take you to the odds converter, and that will put you into European odds as well as the American. So enjoy La Liga. I don't fancy Barcelona. I don't fancy Real Madrid. You take care, and we'll see you again soon.